feeling good.
I think I like MP's draft a bit better. I think the Darkseer Slider lane can really pressure a lot. I think the Alchemist, there's not any great ways of beating the Alchemist as much as Morphling means you can create an Alchemist illusion yourself. I think Alk is just going to farm incredibly fast. So I think NP's draft may win it for them.
Giving NP the edge, gods. All right, well, on that bombshell, let's head over to your casters, and they are bombshells themselves. We'll head over to your casters to guide you through our final game of the day. Of course, Winter hanging out.
Thank you very much, Alex. Indeed, we're ready to get into the final series of Group B. It is MP versus Newbee. I'm OD Pixel, so I'm going to be joined by Winter for this lovely little game. Alchemist, Morphling, what's the dealio here? Who's coming out on top?
Dude, Alchemist, Morphling, Shadow Demon, Luna. Illusions.
Illusions. They thought they nerfed it. Hey, Ice Frog, where you at now, mate? Anyway, we should be able to get ourselves into the game. It's all kicking off. So, I mean, let's talk about this as we go through both of the sides. As you said, it's a lot of illusion base coming out. Who do you favour? Who's come out on top of this draft? Do you feel that or have both teams got their strength? But talk to me about the silencer pick. We don't see teams do that every day.
Well, firstly, about the lineups, I think I personally prefer to be on MP's lineup.
Okay.
Easier executed with the SD, Luna, and Alchemist, and I don't think Newbee would be able to put a lot of pressure in the early game to slow down the Alchemist too much. I think he should still be able to get his farm. I mean, it depends on what the Ogre wants. If he decides to help the Bat Rider, because if he pressures the Alchemist, he's not going to be able to help the Bat in the bottom lane. Bat Rider against the Luna SC lane, he shouldn't get too much, so it's about preference whether Newbee decides to pressure the Alchemist or to help out their Bat Rider. It's too many things they need to, handle in the early game where you can only choose to help out one.
Very nice. Here for KP, starting off the game, and we'll be able to pick up the Ops Ward of MP, making his off lane that little bit easier. And I mean, I guess that is one of the questions to ask as well. How hard is it going to be for KP down here on this Bat Rider?
All going to be up to the Ogre, whether you help him or you're going to just choose to prioritize shutting down the Alchemist. Back to the Silencer pick. I think Newbee just is one of the few teams that, they rate the hero very highly as a position 5 support. You zone the offlaner very well. You're very valuable as a position 5 support because of your global. And he packs a punch, if you get a lot of intelligence.
I mean, I guess that's the thing, as you said, Silencer very good against an offlane hero, but he's having to deal with two. On this top lane, we are going to have this combination of the Slider, Darkseer. How much can a Silencer do against the both of them?
Not really that great against multiple heroes on the offlane. He's really good at zoning one, but I do agree that he's not that great against 2 heroes, 3 heroes, but later into the game he's very useful as a support. Not only for the global, but he has a lot of damage from his spells and his right click. Not something that you should underestimate with the Draw Aura.
That's true. That's absolutely true. And in fact, top lane Faith, he's kind of wandered over here to have a bit of a look in onto this top lane. SVG and MSS able to give him a fair bit of a punch back there with the Iron Shell.
Yeah, one thing I wanted to talk about as well is the idea of having the Morphling against Alchemist, because you morph a lot of agility, so you have a lot of armor to withstand the harass from the acid spray, and you have a lot of damage, so you are able to deny the creeps. So if you look at the mid lane CS right now, SCC so far has been able to deny 4 of Alchemist creeps, so that's really huge for the laning phase against Alch. You want to slow him down as much as you can.
Yeah, and I guess with MP's dual lanes as well, does it feel like they don't really have many options in terms of sending a hero mid to help out Envy? They've got to kind of leave him on his own for the laning stage.
Yeah, I think, look at what they're doing right now.
I mean, top lane.
They're prepping them so much, and they're gonna, SVG's gonna go down first.
Yeah, looks like they kind of went a bit over aggressive there, MP, and in fact, if they play with anything else, MSS will be chased down, but he has the surge, but on a way to give up first blood. They're diving behind the tier 1.
They were like really aggressive there, because they had a lot of creeps. They pushed the creeps with Iron Shell, so they felt like they were in position to actually try to make an aggressive move there. But like I said, the Silencer support is not something that you should underestimate. He packs a punch and he deals a lot of damage. And diving there was clearly not a good choice for MP, and the Ogre was also in the vicinity there, so it was not a very good trade for MP.
And bottom lane here, this is good news for MP as they surround KP, and with a good crush from SVG, allowing the boys to get themselves a kill and return. So now bringing it to 1-1 on the board.
Yep.
And both safe laners finding a bit of action.
Back to your question where you were asking me if MP should send a support to help Envy, but I think that what they're doing right now is okay. They're putting a lot of pressure, especially on SVG. He's pressuring the other lanes, he's pressuring the top lane. He just rotated bottom to kill the Bat Rider. If he's doing something elsewhere, he's forcing the Ogre to move away from the middle lane. As long as the Ogre's not in the middle lane, and basically the SD can stack whenever he can, or the Alchemist would just stack on his own, like he'll be fine. I don't think they need to, have a support in the lane all the time to help him.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, some good stacks coming out that Envy's going to be able to utilize. and indeed just keep him on par, and well, if anything, being an alchemist, get him ahead of S-Triple-C.
Yep, and that bounty rune, you know, it's all about the bounty runes, securing the bounty runes. Like I don't think people mention it enough when they're talking about the game, how important it is for alchemists to get all those early bounty runes.
Absolutely, they can rectify kind of a bad kind of CS stage in the laning. Obviously, as we saw 2 minutes in, Envy did try and get the top rune, but Kaka on the silencer was able to nab it from him, so a little painful there, sending him back a bit more.
It is also the same for playing against the alchemists. You have to secure the runes. And right now, SPG back towards the top lane, and Darkseid is on his way up, so they're gonna be resuming their dual lane pressure here against the Drow Ranger. But so far, he's still farming relatively well.
It's
16 last hits against the Luna's 19.
Yeah, and the thing is as well that both MSS and SVG, they're not really finding much CS themselves, even the Darkseid. MSS struggling to find stuff for the Iron Shell.
Keeping the Ogre here. I think keeping the Ogre here is the more important thing because you're indirectly protecting your alchemist when you're doing this, because the Ogre can't really move and pressure the other.
SVG has to be a little bit careful, and he's going to come in with a crush, but he's been cursed up as Kaka and Faith surround him, and indeed this is going to continue to tick him down with the Ignite as well. He's going to try for the TP out. Oh, he didn't right click!
He didn't right click.
He didn't right click him! Oh!
Okay, that was...
He must have tried to walk through the trees, and I guess didn't expect him to be right under his nose.
You know, that's why when you do this kind of move, you put you click A on A ground, A click on the ground, so you will always get the right click off.
Wise words, Winter. he's going to be kicking himself for that one, and yeah,
I miss
MP very lucky there.
By Newbee, but you know it's not a big deal at the end of the day. I mean, your cores are still farming. That's what matters the most right now, and Morphling is getting more farm than the Alchemist, but I think it's fine with Alchemist. It's like only a few creeps behind, and as long as you're getting the bounty runes and you have stacks.
And he's got these stacks, which is, we're going to see the replay as well. So, I mean, are we sure if Faith got that touch, he would have definitely got the kill, wouldn't he?
Yep, he would have.
Oh, as we saw that player perspective. Okay, so it looked like he didn't quite have the chance to get the vision. It was a little bit of an awkward spot around the trees there. But very, very, very close.
Yep, and right now Newbee making a move here. It's night time. A lot of teams do this.
KP looking for the bait, you see, trying to make MP go in on him. And that's going to allow the side of Newbee to get this really deep, nice wraparound on both Aoi and Rose, and in come Faith and Kaka. I don't think MP were expecting this one. Fire Blast onto Aoi. They're going to look to focus down Rose first. As Newbee find not just one, but they should get the second. Indeed, with the curse, they will. Aoi tries with the out to give him a lump in the stick. Ooh, is he going to be able to duke this out for a little bit? But Faith and Kaka, they'll continue to hunt. Kaka dealing intel, and already looking pretty good for this silencer. 6 minutes in and 6 intel in the bag.
That's a big rotation from Newbee. Like I said, moving during the night time, the first night phase. Really good timing to move. It's easier to get ganks done with the nighttime vision. And very well played by Newbee. Like KP, they're baiting them into a really bad position, and even though he was really low, he wasn't trying to run away. He was still stacking up the napalm and making sure that his team gets the kill.
Yeah, KP, as you said, just very well calculated his movement. Mid lane, MV as we see is caught up in CS due to the stacks. Top lane's actually going to be where the action happens as Aoi. TP's back in the game, up towards top. Unite tries to go for the Gust and TP out. It was a good attempt, but indeed not quite enough to save him. As MP getting themselves a good kill onto the core in return, and indeed bottom lane SVG trying for the TP out himself. He's not going to make it, Kaka. He's not even going to go down to the tower here. This support silencer, I mean, it's really worked out for Newbee. Their movements and calls to make are certainly helping them keep a strong foothold in this early game.
And we went for power trades. Is he gonna go for?
Is he going to be the Bastila with Treads, Medallion, Solar Crest, Shadow Blade?
If he's gonna go for that build.
Do you like the decision to if he does indeed go that way?
Usually when you go that route, you are expecting a lot of pressure from the enemy, and you think that going for the Radiance build is way too greedy. So maybe he's trying to figure out. Maybe he hasn't made up his mind for sure yet. Like power trades into Radiance, Armlet Radiance is still fine, I think. But I think overall that build is pretty legit. I like the build a lot when you're going up against a lot of pressure. Bottom lane.
I mean, KP again. This man plays really on the edge, and KP actually with a bit of a miscalculation, coming in too close to the tower, taking 2 hits, and that is a tasty bit of free gold there for SVG on the Slardar. That was a little uncharacteristic.
In the meantime as well, Aoi took the tier 1 at top, so that was huge.
Yeah, MP with some nice momentum there.
Right now, Newbee are gonna get try to pressure the bottom tier 1 as well. They should be able to get this tower. Doesn't seem like MP is in position to defend this. They are choosing to get... Well, Envy is farming the enemy stack.
He's trying to take KP's farm. KP's having none of it though. He's going to start and play around with the Firefly. Has to be a bit careful. Oh no, KP! Oh my goodness, he can't let himself go down again. He's got it.
He doesn't want to let the stack go to the Alchemist as well. Like, he's trying desperately to get the farm.
Now let's see who gets the gold. Well, that's kind of going half and half at the moment, but it looks like is Envy going to be able to finish off the big creeps? Indeed he is. He gets both of the big creeps, yeah. Envy will successfully fill a good chunk of KP's farm.
Oh, bounty run on top of that. Why not?
Looks like the stars are lining up for Envy.
Yeah, I guess he's still going to go back for the Radiance build at this rate. Like, he hasn't gotten any early points in the stun. If you're going for the Solar Crest build, you want to get your extra points in stun early instead of maxing your greed. So he thinks that he's going to be able to get away with it, and they have the Shadow Demon Luna, so their mid to late game is going to be extremely potent if he's going to be able to pull off the Radiance in a good time.
Yeah, look at this warding as well. They see 4 heroes on the map, so Aoi has this confidence to head up top. And yeah, mid lane, it's where Newbee are really trying to make something happen. The warding from MP spotted that whole movement around that they kind of wrap through on the jungle, and now obviously just revealing themselves in mid lane. MP, they're aware of what's going on, so we'll see if they do anything here. They may just let this tower be and have to give this one up to Newbee. Looks like that will be the case. At this stage of the game, MP, it just feels like they're not quite ready, are they, to try and stop a Drow push onto a tier 1.
And this is some good stuff from Newbee as well. Generally, when you see Silencer being picked up as a support, you don't expect the Silencer to be moving around. Like, he's been moving around since minute 5.
He's been incredibly active, Kaka.
Like, you expect Silencer to be that support which carries the TP to react and being in the lane constantly pulling to get levels, but no, Kaka has been really active, helping the team secure kills.
Oh, actually, been down in the Radiant jungle.
Oh, Envy.
Yeah, we're going to see Envy being playing around there, but U9 was found out, and in fact, he's trying to get himself towards the rune. It's going to be nabbed from right underneath his nose, and SVG and MSS, they were stood there, and U9 kind of walks up to the jungle at that choke point on his own.
Didn't they have vision? Like, they had a ward.
They did. There's a dire observer ward there. And he just kind of walked up the steps into the boys, so a little bit strange plays there.
So Newbee lose the carry. They didn't get kill on the Alchemist on the rune, so few sequence of events that favors MP very much in the last minute. And right now, NB is on his way to his Radiance. He gets up the Armlet, so it's gonna be really hard to kill right now. Armlet and Treads.
Dire's bottom tower
Yeah, now he, as well, getting himself some good ancient stacks. This is all under the eyes of Newbee, though. They know exactly what's going on, but not a lot they can do in terms of contesting that.
Yeah, but this is very worrisome for Newbee, where the Bat Rider's dagger is going to be extremely slow because of the stacks getting stolen. And if you look at the big picture of things, like SVG on his startup might get the blink at around the same time as the Bat Rider. This is not looking good for Newbee. If the two teams are continuously trading farm, I think MP will be much more comfortable with the position.
They have walked into Howie, and that would be a perfect pick-off to find. They have a global silence available if necessary. It looks like they'll be able to get the pick-off without it, dragging him back with the lasso and allowing SCCC to pick up the kill. A very nice find for Newbee, sweeping into the jungle.
They really needed that very badly, as the game is not going too well for them. Both teams are passively farming. Oh, it's going to favor the Alchemist side.
Courier? What? They saw him there because they kind of backed it back away, but then they just let it fly back over him. I don't know what's quite happening here.
Well, maybe the person who's using it was talking to someone and he didn't notice the morphing.
I mean, there must have been some miscommunication there.
Yeah, someone else was trying to use the courier, and he was like, he was talking, and then it happens.
Oh, courier down. Nice bit of goal for Newbee.
You know, shit happens, so... Right now for Newbee, they're still really concerned about this Alchemist, because they are not being able to get any kills on him. Like, with all the smokes, they've been killing the other heroes, but not the Alchemist. I mean, the Luna kill was great, the last one, but the previous few ganks, they only got the supports, and so the Alchemist has so far been left untouched. He cleared all his stacks. I mean, he's gonna be well on his way to his Radiance, despite it not being the fastest timing, because he went for the power trades.
Let's see what they can get done down here on the bottom lane. MP coming in for a tier 1 push. SCCC and Kaka in the neighbourhood. A bit of a go onto the Morphling there, as he forces him back. Replica will be quickly taken down though. Let's bring that out. She's going to be able to survive for a bit, but not a lot of use Newbee can make it of it here as they're not actually going to jump in, but at the same time, MP being very careful about how they're pushing onto this tier 1, and they're actually going to avoid the fight.
They were trying to pressure when they knew KP doesn't have lasso, but his lasso is back up right now, so they're backing off. If you look at the builds MP went for, Aoi went for first item Helm of Dom, so it's one of the most farm-centric builds that you can go for on the Luna. And Alchemist going for Radiance, and you have the Darkseer pushing on lane, so MP is going to be really looking to play a very slow and passive game. They're going to try to farm up as much as they can before the Slarla gets his blink. Once the blink comes online, then they're going to be starting to look to fight. But right now, they are really content in, you know, just farming, stacking up the jungle, ancients, whatever they can get their hands on.
And KP actually smoked up for this one. He's on his own.
He has his dagger. He has more than enough gold for the dagger. So Roshan going down and using the Firefly in the mid lane. Didn't expect the blink to come at 14, 2 minutes ago.
No, he's really kind of had a bit of a rocky start, KP.
Yeah, the Luna kill was really huge for KP. And right now they got the Roshan as well on top of that, so Newbee gonna be in a good position to pressure, because against what NP have, Newbee needs to constantly pressure them, take towers, force fights if possible, get objectives, and, you know, secure map control. They can't let MP, you know, be farming contently the whole map.
And as we saw there from that beautiful camera shot, the blink dagger now safely and securely delivered to KP. And they want to make something happen with this, I guess. You know, with SCCC having the Aegis and actually finding Rose here on his own with a global silence to make sure no defensive disruption or backup comes out.
Kill secured, I would call that.
I mean, that is the global silence down for a couple of minutes, but you get the kill.
I guess they were like worried about maybe a self-destruct.
And look at Envy's build. He's going for the Maelstrom Winds.
Oh, he changed his mind. Okay.
What do you think about that decision? Because he obviously was starting to stockpile the gold, and it did look indeed like he was going to go for the more standard, but suddenly, bam, Maelstrom comes out.
Well, this is the reason why I was like thinking about whether the Alchemist will go for the Solar Crest build, because this game against the Drow, I was worried that they might be under a lot of pressure, and maybe he was like considering the possible option of going for another build, a less greedy build, because you're up against the Drow. If you go for the Radiance build, it's going to take some time. Unless you have like super good start.
KP indeed, he finds the lasso that he was looking for as SVG was not expecting the jump on him from the back.
That was huge. He was close to his blink on the Slarla, so that was a big pick off there on SVG.
KP just getting his own one out and showing it in the face of SVG and saying, "Where's yours at now, mate?" And indeed, as you said, knocked back a little bit there, SVG on the Slarla. And 7-4. I mean, obviously in this game, there's definitely strengths for both sides showing. Envy, he's finding the timing. It's obviously going to be interesting to see what he gets done with this Maelstrom and see if he turns up to fights and such. I mean, is that the plan? Because surely if you were going to farm, you would just pick up the Radiance. Is this Envy saying, team needs me in these engagements?
He's still farming though. I think maybe the other possible reason why he's doing this is because of the morphing replicate, so you don't want to give him a Radiance illusion to
That
push.
is true.
So
I think that's it. That's it, Win.
I'm not sure if it's the main reason.
I reckon that's got to be 90% of the reason.
Because you could also put the argument that you have a Shadow Demon, so you want to have the Radiance illusions on your Shadow Demon.
Okay, 80% of the reason.
I don't know, but it seems rather strange going for this build, but this is the only reason I can feel why he actually wanted to go for the Maelstrom build.
Well, look at this here from MP, ready for some aggressive maneuver. They're smoking up, looking to wrap around behind Newbee. SCCC the one furthest forward at the moment, but he does have a replicate out.
He has Aegis though.
It's a very hard hero to try and make a jump on, and he's already out there to the illusion.
It's possible they were kind of banking on someone else to be on around the vicinity, and they were just really trying to get any pick off they can find, but right now SVG still 400 short of that blink.
I mean, talking about Blink, what's Kaka going for? He's got enough money for a Blink himself. I mean, he's not bought the Midas, and he's had the money for a bit of time. He's building about 2.3k gold in this silencer's hand.
There's no certain, there's no fixed build for a silencer.
There's a lot of flexibility for silencers.
You can go for like a 4-star, a Glimmer. You can go for anything your team needs, I think. There's no set build on the hero. That's one early Mjolnir on the Alchemist, 17 minutes in. 17
minutes. It's going to be interesting to see the potency of it. Obviously, I kind of like the Radiance. It does help with the farming because of the lightning procs, but in terms of turning up to the fight and such, We'll see how effective it is going to be against Newbee's lineup. SVG with that Blink Dagger could be the key to get MP to join forces, bring the Alk into the fight and find a pickle. Or find a fight.
I mean, right now the Alchemist has only like 2 points in stun. He probably wants to fight maybe in a few more levels when he has the stun max out. Then he wants to keep focus on trying to get. I think especially the silencer. You want to pick up the silencer before anything happens. That's your key hero. So you take the global silence out of the picture. Has he purchased anything? No, he still has 2.5k.
2.5k on it. Is he going straight up Hex? Hex first item?
I mean, Hex is really good on
yeah.
silencer.
If he can get a Hex, as that really could be incredibly potent in this matchup. E-Blade is now done.
What other options?
On the Morphling.
What other options that he could possibly be thinking of? Like Lotus Orb isn't. Nah, not Lotus Orb. Not this game probably. I think Hex is probably like the biggest item and the most impactful item.
Oh, look at this wraparound though from Newbee. They're coming around from the backside. KB getting a good jump onto the Alchemist. The global silence coming out from Kaka. They try and get in with the Slardar. Gust out as well as they've taken down Alchemist as well as Rose. SVG to be beaten down upon as well. And that is the combo that we talked about there. The Bat Rider blink and the global silence.
Did you see the timing? The Slardar blinked in and he was crushing and the global came out.
Yeah, I think we might even be able to check back on a replay of the perspective of KP there on that one.
So close. That was like 0.1 of a second remaining before he cast his crush. He might have been able to save the Alchemist there, and the global comes out at the perfect time.
Yeah, incredibly clutch play from Newbee. They secured themselves the towers as well, and not only the fight.
4k right
What
now.
is he? Well, let's watch this though. Look, this is KP's perspective. And instantly sees Envy, knows it's safe to go, and we can also see that Slardar, bam, jumps in, but the global's already out. And suddenly, MP are kind of caught in a position where they just can't achieve anything at all. You see Envy try and get the lightning shield out to him, but it does very little at this stage with the speed that Newbee taken down.
By the way, we got our answer. He bought a 4-star.
He brought a 4-star.
I think he was thinking
How anticlimactic.
He was thinking about something else, like probably going for a Hex straight, and then 4-star is great.
Maybe his morph was like baby raging. He was like, the Alk's not built a Radiant. Silencer, get on that now. I need to make illusions of someone with the Radiant. Kaka, this is your job. And then Kaka was like, stop being silly. I'm building a 4-star. You're being very, very silly, SCCC. But in all honesty, SCCC, he's 3-0-3. He's working on the Manta, I imagine. That's the E-Blade.
Oh, he has
So the Blade of Alacrity.
Blade of Alacrity. Most likely the Manta here.
And 20 minutes in, it's looking very good for him, but Envy as well on the Alchemist. We'll see where his build progresses post Mione. I mean, what are you kind of expecting to see from Envy now? It's just a follow-up still.
AC.
You think AC over Manta and such?
Because he doesn't have a Radiant, so I don't think he wants Manta.
Okay. No, even against like the Silencer and the Drow, is that not something you need to be that worried about?
Here comes SEC.
Yeah, here comes the pain from Newbee. KP in onto MSS, and he's quickly out, accepts his fate, and stands there for the show. It's getting a little bit gruesome here at MP. 11 for 4 for Newbee. SCCC in a place that he needs to be. Aoi is still farming relatively well. He's absolutely on par, and if not just ahead of the Drow Ranger. So Aoi is still in a good place. It's all going to be about how well MP can utilize the team composition and items that they built up in the fights against what Newbee have. As we've seen, if Newbee get a good jump onto MP, it's sort of borderline impossible for them to fight back into that global silence if it comes out well.
Against the global, it's definitely not possible for them until they have their Greaves, until they have their Lotus off. But before those items come online for MP, it's going to be like close to impossible for them to take a fight. But then again, their heroes are really good at pushing out the links. The Darkseid Iron Shell, Alchemist with the Acid, and you know the Mjolnir. Good ways of making sure that the lanes are always pushed out. So even if you give off a pick off against the Bat Rider plus the global, you make sure that Newbee can't siege your base, and then you try to make a play after, because global is still a really long cooldown.
I kind of like this as well. Envy going for the playmaker, but he's picked up a Blink Dagger.
This is pretty good too.
Yeah,
it's going to allow him to, especially the Drow, because Drow is still a very squishy target if you can actually get the stun and blink on her.
Alright, just going to see down bottom. Keep playing around with an illusion. Top lane, though, Rose is the one with the bigger issues. Newbee getting a kill and actually trying to fight around through the backdoor protection of that tower, which they won't actually even need to do so very shortly with the wave pushing in.
Yep.
Envy, he sees himself a freebie. Hey.
Didn't he have a blink?
I did. Boo. Can we get a replay of that? I want to see a player perspective replay. I don't know if production can do that.
Oh, he almost died to the silent. Dude! Oh, he almost died.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Holy shit. He actually almost died to a support silencer.
That was
He actually almost died there.
fascinating.
Radiant structures are fortified.
It really, really was. On top lane, they've nearly found themselves tier 3 here, Newbee. Pushing in.
Radiant's top tower has
Just
fallen.
Jackie Mao things, you know.
Yeah, we love it.
Dude, he went for Hurricane Pike on the silencer.
Oh, we
got a
watch
replay.
the blip. What?
Oh, it's cooldown? Oh, it's on
Oh,
cooldown.
it's on cooldown. He didn't do the maths. He didn't do the maths.
Why wouldn't he charge the stun
He didn't do the maths.
like 2 seconds later?
He didn't do the maths, Winter.
Alright.
It was half a second out. Oh.
Maybe he was worried about the silencer farming that wave and running away, so he kind of didn't want to wait for... Yeah, it could be a part of his thought process, so he felt like he needed to try and get the kill as soon as possible. But it didn't work out for him. So right now, Silencer picked up the Hurricane Pike and Newbee, the rest of the Newbee heroes smoked up. Silencer is not really needed at the fight there, he just needs to cast his global. And his team just needs to find an easy pick of Lasso here. And they actually get the Alchemist. They have a ward here if he's gonna run into... No, he's not gonna run into the
What's the
woods.
build now? Is he just going to go for the BKB? Full fight? Or, I mean, can he do anything else with that? I mean,
Radiant's
No.
middle
Mjolnir
tower is
Deso,
under
let's
attack.
go.
Nah,
That's...
He's gonna get BKB, so he runs in, doesn't
Yeah.
have to worry about the silence.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Still a very peculiar Alchemist build.
It really is. I don't think I've seen anyone else do this recently.
KP, they're gonna spot him out with the ward.
Yeah, the smoke's gone, and immediately this time the jump in successful. Envy's there to follow through with SVG. They get themselves a nice tasty bit of gold into Envy's pocket.
They need a gem so that doesn't happen. Newbee needs to check for wards and make sure that NP is playing in the dark. Like Vision is gonna be really important for the kind of lineup they have. Like NP's lineup is much more late game orientated, so they're gonna look to try and get as much farm as possible. So if they are forced to play without Vision, they're gonna have to stay in the base, and it's gonna be really difficult for them to get farm outside of the map. So Vision is gonna be the next important thing that Newbee has to control against MP.
And talk to me about this as well, something that we don't necessarily see all the teams do, but I think maybe something more done so in China. KP's decision to get the Ether Lens on the Batrider, is it just crucial to have that extra bit of catch potential from range?
I think it's not down to region. I think it's down to player preference. I know certain players like the item. Like personally, I like the item because it gives me more room for error. Like sometimes I'm trying to blink into a position where I don't have vision.
Yes,
But having the lens means I can actually blink.
You've got a big
better-
kind of
better range.
area of error, yeah, that you can still be successful.
And it gives like a good region. I kind of like the region sometimes, but I think overall it's up to player preference what you want. Some players would prefer to say, I just want a BKB, so I can BKB and just blink in and I don't have to worry about anything. Or some players might want to go for a use, for example. A use gives you movement speed and it allows you to have another tool to stop TP, since now you can't stop TP with the flame break. So it's just up to what you want to do and how you want to play. Shadow Blade? Wow, this is like a carry silencer here.
I mean, Kaka he's really transforming into a core role with the
Is he actually
play
going
that
to
he's had.
finish up at Silver Edge as well? Like Silver Edge provides good stats, good intelligence, so you can actually deal more damage with your glaives. Good attack speed. This silencer is not something to be whittled with right now. He deals so much damage. Have to draw aura.
I mean, he's hitting for a good 200 or so, and that's before you... Yeah,
180 per pop before the glaives.
before the glaives, yeah. And
80% of around 90 intelligence, so that's like
do the maths, Winter.
another 65 damage. Oh my god.
And that's pure. That's pure dirt. It's, as you said, when it kind of came in the draft, it was something that
And
we
he's gonna be bloodlusted, by the way.
bloodlusted. Yep, we'll throw that in.
Bloodlusted, draw aura, silencer.
It's pretty nasty. I mean, MP, they've certainly got their work cut out. Again, I'm interested to see where MP continues to go with this one. On top of the BKB, he now does have
He needs
3,000
armor.
gold.
He definitely needs armor item.
He likes just the AC,
AC,
I think,
yeah.
as you said.
I like AC next.
Yeah.
He's trying to go for the
He
kill.
wants to
Can
go
he
for
get it this
Kaka.
time?
Okay, he may be in trouble though. There is backup here, so he may have got the silencer. which is posing as a core, but it is just a support. And he will put the big B, tries to dig me out. Oh, is he going to do it? Oh, Envy! He would only go and do it, wouldn't he? I mean, Envy, he continues to give us incredibly Envy-esque performances. It's... No one else does stuff like that, and gets away with it.
Every time or when you cast his games, it always happens like something.
It's, you know, Envy's sister is like, OD Pixel Chan is watching me. I'm going to pull out these extravagant performances that never been seen before. Amazing.
Dire's middle tower is
Oh
under
my
attack.
Will it win in the game? That's another question. Because Newbee, they're now knocking on his door. They're up to the racks. And MP, they've got to pull a defense together here.
Where's their team?
Where does their carry? Well, he's sitting at 1/3 of health and he's back to base. Owie taking a nuke to the backside there. Mental with the enemy jump. Oh, what is this? He's just done it. He's not morphing out for once. The Aegis on the ground. Can they kill him a second time? That's the question. Look at the jumping, but the global side is left. Oh, the damage! Envy! He's a genius! The Basher pickup there, securing the kill. U9 will get out. He didn't get the bash there. Envy, giving a bit of mercy to the side of Newbee, but it's working out, Winter. It's the outbuild.
Dude, he got greedy. He didn't like replicate out right away. He was like, I'm gonna, try and punch the enemy.
He didn't expect the basher. That was only just picked up. He didn't expect the bash.
Oh yeah, that's right. He didn't know that he has a bash.
No.
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness. And they see U9.
And V's like,
Look at him. Oh, maybe he's going to find Kaka on the way around. They'll take the silencer instead, but they'll surround him. Owie's there's where the losing people. Good force, using the force there, Newbee. Getting Kaka back to safety, Owie. He's looking to dive, he's looking to chase. He's going past the tier 2, Owie. Is the SVG going to make the jump? No. Oh, come on.
That was some triple force off action right there.
That's beautiful.
That's why he told your support to get a 4-star. Don't get a Midas.
Don't get a 4-star. Midas doesn't save heroes.
But I don't get a 4-star later.
Oh, what do we got?
Midas?
Oh, here we go. Inside the mind of Envy. Jumping in. Oh, there's a hero here. Oh, nice lasso, mate. I don't give a damn. I've got a BKB. I've got a TP flame break. What are you at, mate? It's 6.88. I'm off. You can't do anything about it. Chemical Rage. Good spell.
There was like one more click. Anything would have killed him there.
But the thing is, he knew it was one more click, Winter, and that's why he made that play. All in the mind.
It was all part of the plan,
All part of the Kakaku. Who is actually 9k and playing for Newbee at the moment on this silencer. 12 for 7. It's a game that was looking pretty good for Newbee at the start. Well, obviously we still mentioned that MP had these strengths, and as you can see from the swing around, back into the hands of MP potentially now at this stage of the game. They have obviously lost. It's only the rain tracks, isn't it, on the top? Who cares about that? I don't even know what's in the game. But Abyssal Blade is now done for Envy. He's even scary now in these fights. Newbee have to be careful how they jump into this Alchemist, because if you're not disabling Envy and taking him out at the start, he's going to punch back incredibly hard.
He's going to kill anyone he sees with the stun and Abyssal. And right now, because of the BKB, he has the Morphling can't really burst him with the Adaptive plus E-Blade combination. So this Alchemist is right now a big problem for Newbee. I don't think they have enough physical damage to kill him through the BKB yet. So they need the drop to get... I guess you want to finish, maybe get a damage item like a butterfly, then you'll be able to deal with this Alchemist better. But as of right now, this Alchemist Envy is a problem for Newbee.
He really is. Kaka, indeed, as you mentioned, going straight for the Silver Edge, just needs about 700 more to have that done. He's already picked up the recipe, so preparing to finish off the Silver Edge.
I don't know about finishing off the Silver Edge now.
You would like to see something else on Kaka?
Right now, I feel he needs a Hex because of the BKB and the Alch. I mean, it's a long way there, so getting a Silver Edge would provide you, good stats right now for the price it gives you, and the damage reduction is really nice. The overall damage reduction when you don't have a BKB. But both the cores of MP have their BKBs up, so I don't know how much it's gonna, change the game with the Silver Edge. I would personally prefer the Hex right now. I think he's gonna most likely get it after the Silver Edge. He's still gonna go for the Hex, but yeah, a later timing might, allow the Alchemist to do a lot of damage in the game.
I guess the question is as well, with this AUK build, he probably still looks to switch out the arm that I imagine for something, but all talking about the AUK. Have they got the damage to kill him? That's the question. They lasso him back, initial nuke hit from the Morphing, but Envy pops the BKB, starting to try and walk this off. He's going to make it. They pop the global silence, but there's no real kind of follow-up initiation from Newbee after their first jump in. They've just got to global and run. Faith, caught in the tree line, they know he's there, MP. They'll look for the Ogre Killers. SVG jumps forward. They surround Faith. They'll take something. But again, it really feels like Newbee, you know, they must be scientists because they are baffled. They do not know what to do against MP at this stage. They're trying to jump in, and they just don't know how to kill Envy.
And Yunai went for the Aghanim, so he didn't go for a damage build, but he's going for a more like split push, farm. You get more farm. They're gearing up for the late game. Like, they understand that it's not going to be possible for them to end the game right now. They're not going to be able to get any more opportunities to push the high ground. The game is definitely going to go for the long run, and just going for a more farming, more economy build on the draw here. Going for more late game.
And here's the time to push really for MP. Both Lasso and Global silence on the sidelines. I mean, Lasso's going to be up very, very shortly, but Global at least is a full minute downtime still. As MP ready to push in, and we'll see how much they can get done. Kako already trying to harass back out, but he needs to do the match start backs off there to Lasso, back off, and he jumps in MSS with the 3-man, and the follow-up there is close from SVG. Owie comes in with the Eclipse, they're taken down too. Owie survives here with the Glimmer Cape. He's going to TP out, he supports keeping Owie alive. He'll get himself back to safety. Envy walking this off like a walk in the park.
What a play by the Darkseer, Slaughter, and the Shadow Demon. Three of those heroes combining together to keep their carry alive. First with the Vacuum into the Crush, and then the Glimmer Cape.
The power of friendship, Winter.
The power of friendship is real. You keep your bro alive, you know. At all costs, you keep your bro alive.
Very, very sweet play. I mean, we have seen kind of dives and plays like that behind tier 3s before that haven't gone perfectly, but that really did. You lose nothing. It's not the biggest build, but it's the intimidation that MP are enforcing on Newbee. They're like, you want to jump in? Go on, Owie. We'll jump in back on you. Beautiful 3-man vacuum into the Crush. Owie just going ham, and he knows that he can, because Rose is there, and he says, be careful, my fair fellow. I will protect you from these nasty men, and you will return to the land of the beautiful.
You sound like a Disney story, yeah.
I sound like a Disney story. Wow.
There's always a happy ending, yeah.
I do like a happy ending, Winter. Roshan has respawned. Newbee with the positioning to take it, and they can take it very quickly, so we'll see if they are going to ultimate indeed. They're just going to go straight into the pit. They know that they've got good control of the map around here. Question is if MP can get over here to contest it, and to be fair, the speed that Newbee get it, this should be a freebie for them, by the way, isn't it?
And finally, KP has a jump, thanks to the support. Even with the Aegis on Newbee, it doesn't seem like, oh, MP's gonna be too worried. They're gonna just keep doing their thing, keeping the lane push out with the illusions from SD and Luna, the Darkseer as well, pushing the lanes and trying to, you know, make it very difficult for Newbee to make a play and get a pick off to push high ground.
I see what they can do. Indeed, as you said, they need to find something with this.
Yeah, they want to force something, whereas MP, it's not really.
I mean, MV's taking a bit of a walk up on the top lane. He does obviously have the bots to get back, but Newbee are already looking to wrap around onto him. He's already boxing out. He's fine. He's back to base. Newbee, they won't get the hero. They'll be able to start to pressure in this top lane.
He's gonna buy Aghanims for someone.
Who's he gonna give it to first?
Luna X is pretty tempting though.
It is. I mean, that would.
You put your ulti on the star line.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Winter.
Shadow Demon is also pretty good.
Shadow Demon, I mean, yeah. I mean, in terms of, I guess it's very nice in terms of dealing with the bat when he jumps in.
Honestly, I think you do it on the Luna, and then
you do it on
and then the Slada jumps in. You put the Eclipse on the Slada before he goes.
I mean, I feel as if you're looking at MSS and you're saying if you're hitting walls like that, we'll give you the axe. You know what I mean? That was a beautiful wall.
That is true. Like the Darkseer axe actually gives a lot of damage.
Yeah, having a buffed up illusion of drown, yes please. We'll take that.
Yeah, honestly,
but who did he go? He's not finished it, no. Envy's still working on it now.
He's keeping buyback gold.
Yeah, you want to play it safe when you'll be putting this amount of pressure on you and keeping yourself tucked into the base. But he does have the surplus now, so he can go ahead with the purchase. So we can expect that very soon from Envy. And
So who's
we'll
gonna
see
get
the option.
gonna get the love from Envy?
Or Rose is standing close, and I think Rose got it. No, not yeah. Here we go. Who's gonna get it?
The Luna. Yeah.
The Luna did. Owie.
It's the
Getting
call.
the
But
priority.
Dude, look at just wait for the vacuum into Slaughter Crush.
Oh,
with
it's-
the Luna ulti on top of that.
The heroes are gonna disappear so quickly. It's
This
pretty
is
insane.
actually super strong. Like, yeah. I think it's one of the underrated Aghanims upgrades of the game. It's really, really good.
I mean, I guess it's just something normally, if you're playing Luna, you don't really want to be building it yourself, do you? There's other items that you kind of need
yeah,
to get late game.
That's a good point, but I've seen players where they actually go for the Aghanims as their probably second item after the Dragonlance or Hurricane Pike. They go for and Helm. They go for the Aghanims. I've seen it done before, but you know, just like not a big event, but some local events, and I think it's like pretty good because it actually provides you with a lot of stats if you're looking to keep fighting and you're not looking to, you know, drag the game too long.
Oh, and Envy. He's looking for the jump on that triple C, and he manages to put the Linkers with the initial jump and then follow for Abyssal Blade. They do get a good lasso, and Envy surrounded and taken down out for 80. But it's the vacuum wall. Aoi coming in as well with that Eclipse, bringing Newbee incredibly low here. SCCC's trying to morph his way out of this one, and Newbee do keep themselves all alive as they survive a very heavy attack there from MP.
And we didn't pop his BKB there when he went in. So he just got destroyed by the E-Blade plus Adaptive Strike combo.
Yeah, this morphing certainly still a massive issue. Scardy's complete for SCCC now.
They're gonna try to force Jackie to buy back here.
Actually going to see them actually come through the wall again. SVG in the crush off. Those illusions are already gone though, they've already passed through once it's been out, so they don't have to worry about going through it again.
So they dropped their wall, they dropped the Eclipse.
Still Jackie hasn't been forced to buy back. 30 seconds.
They're just trying to use the illusions to slow the push down. Seems like it's gonna be more than enough for them. Newbee are really worried about going. Oh, they're gonna just run in. Look at the damage the illusion is doing.
Oh, Rose taking a nuke to the backside. They are going to fortify, and at the least it looks like they will hold on to the buyback of Envy, but Newbee get what they came for. They get the racks, and Kak already looking to double back in with the Shadow Blaze. See if he can catch anyone out here on the edge of the high ground of NP's base. But NP grouping up themselves towards the middle. They're all back up. Did cost Rose the buyback, and they are now a full set of racks down on the top.
MP has to be really careful in the next few minutes. They cannot afford any big mistakes anymore. Like Newbee is really strong at this stage. They have to be cautious when they're moving out. Like the SD, he may be a support, but he's a very important, you know, member of the team right now in their base defense. They can't afford to give away any pickups on the SD anymore.
On this wraparound from MP. They're out of the base.
Global is up in 10 seconds though.
They've got the wall. They don't have Eclipse.
This is tough.
Look at the jump on here. I'm going to see the Newbee spotting them out. Already trying to burst down Rose. I'm going to be able to nuke him straight away. The wall's going to be dropped, catching out SCCC and Kak. Money Clutch as well onto the Morphling. In fact, Envy's managed to find U9 on the side, got the jump in and finished off the Drow Ranger on his own. And at the end of the day, they'll be fine with that. They've got a vacuum back on SCCC as well. He's already utilised the TP. Envy closing in with the concoction, pops the PKP to make sure that he can throw it. And Envy now getting in range, bashing him down. Can they actually kill him? Yes, they can. They've done it. Envy with the concoction, that was perfect. You know, he's charging it up. The global silence comes out. Kaka says, haha. And then Envy says, haha, I've got a BKB to make sure that I can chuck it.
This
is the solo kill.
This fight is all Envy. This fight, he gets a pick off on the Drow, and then he makes that play there, getting another kill on the Morphling. Just all in all, like great play from MP. The wraparound and Envy's initiation. Envy's
They have to be careful with this push. They're pushing forward with just 2 Aoi, maybe getting a little too confident, forgetting that there's still 3 left alive. Indeed, it looks like Envy trying to come in to back him up. Got the Eclipse. Aoi moving forward. BKP to Glimmer Cape Top. Envy, can he find any more of this concoction? Doesn't look like he can. Newbee get themselves far enough away, and that is Aoi utilising the BKB down for a full minute, of course, again, and Eclipse is not there as well. Try and push in nonetheless, but they do have to be careful. U9's back up. And 30 seconds there, we're more to deal with as well. Envy, indeed, his BKB is still on cooldown for 3 seconds. They need to keep it alive. BKB in 1 second, he gets it out. And Chemical Rage, he's even thinking about turning around the vacuum again. MSA! Oh my god, this dance here! It's absolutely perfect play in that fight from NP as they catch 3. They'll clean out the mid set of racks. Kaka buying back.
Middle barracks.
MSS now with a Shiva's Guard as well. This has been some incredibly godly play here from this Darkseer. And SVG's always there with the follow-up. There's 3 heroes now down on Newbee. They do not have buyback. NP able to do serious amounts of damage here. Aoi picks up a refresher. Ready for the GG fight. Rose. Oh, he disrupts himself here to dodge the initial bit of damage. He's in a bit of problem. Can his team save him? No, they can't. Rose is out. Envy comes in. Gets the stun on test. Triple C. Envy falling low. Again, the vacuum of Troy from MSS and SVG. There's Triple C is forced to buy back. Kaka's out for 80 seconds. And NP clean up the top set of racks as well. There's still a tier 2 bottom protecting that final set, so they'll almost certainly back off and look to just get that lane pushed out. But still, MP turning up the heat, and Newbee don't know what hit them.
Oh my god, that's some teamwork right there. Darkseer and Slardar. This is the reason why teams have been utilizing the support Slardar a lot. It's so easy to execute it with the Darkseer, and it's so deadly as well at the same time. With the crush, the low cooldown crush, and the amp damage. They don't even actually need the amp there. Once the vacuum was out, the fight was practically over with just one stun.
And just look how much Aoi had enough money off the back of that fight. He's got refreshers and he's still got 3.8k gold in the bank.
I'm still waiting for that combo.
Which combo?
The Eclipse on the Slardar with the vacuum.
I'm sure it's coming soon. I mean, Slardar, SVG now has a Shadow Blade as well. Even easier for him to follow through the jump-ins from MSS.
Wait, basically everyone is gonna die. No, wait, look at their heroes.
Everyone is going to die.
No one has BKB. No one has BKB.
Why would you buy a BKB?
Dude, you're against the Luna
That is true.
with Aghanims.
You should tell them that. Oh, there we go. Just each and every time. I don't think we've seen MSS vacuum anything less than 3 heroes at a time.
Oh my god, they have no BKBs on anyone.
Oh, poor old Rose though. He's not having fun with this Morph Sea Blade.
Life of a support, Owen. You know.
Yeah. He wants some KP. He's angry. He wants some blood. He wants some tasty anime blood, but he's not going to find it. MP. Backing away. I'm going to allow themselves to be jumped on. Newbee again though, finding that timing where they're able to find the space around Roshan to be able to head in themselves and finish it off. Will give themselves the cheese in the Aegis. MP just not in the neighborhood at all to contest this.
I just can't wait for it to happen. The double Eclipse on the Slardar and no one has BKB, even with the Aegis achieved. They're still gonna die.
Yeah, it's going to be like 22 beams coming out in a matter of
It's
seconds.
gonna be like almost close to instant.
It's going to...
So
Oh, it is literally going to be massive kind of iron cannon shooting from the sky down onto the heads of Newbee. But the funny thing is, really, Newbee, they still can win this game. Even though 2 ranks down, a bad fight, and Newbee can just charge down lane with his drow and finish it. So MP have to be careful.
It's also about the first move. If they can actually make a really good initiation with the bat,
Yeah.
and pick off Alchemist, like what happened in top lane. He didn't pop his BKB, he got lassoed, global, couldn't disrupt him, and he was just dead after. I think SD really needs, but he's very poor. Like he can't really afford the Lotus. Like he really needs to get one of the items to help him deal with the global. But I'm not gonna have the luxury to do that as a support right now. Having a really tough game. Darkseer on the other hand has the Greaves to deal with the global, so he's the only one that's gonna be able to save the Alchemist.
Oh, Envy. He's been baited in by an illusion, but it looks like he'll be okay. Newbee not looking to jump in off the back of that. KP's lapping his way over.
He get the initiation.
I mean, if at this point, who's KP looking to rip out the fight first? Because he's got a number of targets that he needs to worry about.
I think one of the big calls, the Alchemist or the Luna, and make sure you get the global so the SD can't get the disruption on top of that. He needs, I think probably the Alchemist would be your primary top target. He's the one that's going to be able to jump and kill your Morphling with the Abyssal and the amount of damage that he has. Luna has not gone for the physical damage build. He has gone for the refresher Aghanim build. So I think the main threat will be on the Alchemist. You want to kill him and get BKBs on your heroes so that the Luna Eclipse doesn't do anything.
I mean, is anyone even working? We see what 2.2k on U9. Obviously, Morph's not really wanting to give up a slot for that BKB.
A last item BKB probably.
Yeah, there's just so many more things that SCC wants to be holding, and indeed Butterfly is what he's looking to build at the moment with that quarterstaff, as we'd imagine. But Newbee looking for a wrap around here. MP actually huddling in the tree line around the side shop. Let's see if they're prepared for this. KP jumping forward, MP grouped up. Who's going to get the jump? Rose to the KP team. He had a bit of vision as he comes close. He's actually going to be the target because immediately after SPG comes in with the 2 bags. Oh! He lifts them down, 3 out! Oh! I think he managed to use the cheese to keep himself alive there on the drought.
Oh my god.
The cheese did save U9, only just, but that, it's a bit of a...
BKB.
Yeah, he's not right. I put BKB, lads. Screw this. I'm done. BKB on the Morphling.
Bottom tower has fallen.
SCCC does not want to mess around with that after he just saw the power that MP can rip out. SVG, yeah, he's just styling. He's got a shadow blade. U9, he doesn't carry protection. He's a core. Don't be silly. Oh! Envy?
Oh, he didn't have ultimate up and he was still hitting the tower.
Oh, okay. So, it was a nice fight, but Envy dies, and we're back on with the game. Newbee will be able to push out this bottom lane.
That's how it feels to be a Cloud9 fan, yeah.
It really does. Suddenly, someone gets excited. They're doing it, but then Newbee are like, nah. Oh, what a game indeed, though.
I think
2019.
he was just trying to like hit the tower too much because he saw the Morphling at top pushing the lane and the Morphling TP'd. He might have miscalculated a little, thinking that he had like an extra 2 or 3 seconds, but Morphling just came back and just killed him.
Haste.
Oh, have we got the replay? Oh, okay, this is...
The double eclipse. Look at that.
It's...
No BKBs, they just died.
And that's triple C. Like, waveforms in. Look at the... I want to see U9's cheese. That's what I want to see, yeah. U9 cheese to the last minute to keep himself alive. SCCC trying to see if you can find a pick up on the back of it, but...
And Newbee pushing the bottom lane right now.
Yeah, I mean, does MP need to buy back? It might. I mean, 25 seconds is not that long. But at the same time, look how fast these guys push.
Ooh, the Etherland.
Yeah, he's gone and he drags him in. SVG's down for a minute. He does not have buyback in Newbee. Keeping their composure in a chaotic game. They found themselves the second set of racks. They'll move over to the mid to look to take even more. Envy will be back in 5 seconds. He's going to need to have the fight of his life here to hold on to this one, especially as he'll be fighting without SVG by his side.
Vincere needs to pull off a big vacuum.
And then we have Envy with the jump in. SCCC full incredibly low. There's the vacuum onto 2. SCCC going to get himself out? No, the Aegis is out. Gonna switch back up to the high ground. BKB has been used already by Aoi.
They have 1 eclipse right now. Refresher it's 50 seconds off, so they won't be having that in their arsenal right now.
And 25 seconds, and we're going to see SVG back in.
He can basically BKB and hit the racks if he wants to. Oh, he's hitting the racks.
Envy, picking up a good caution, jumps in SCCC, duking it out with the waveform. And old KP trying to find the follow-up. The little stun is there. Envy falling low, though. Can he keep himself alive? Trying to back himself out of this fight. The limitation's not going to be enough. He's out. He'll buy back immediately. United's been able to finish off both Aoi and MSS. They'll all buy back as well. And now Newbee trying to retreat, but they've already done the damage. Mega creeps are out.
MP can still win this game. They need to take just the last set of racks from Newbee. It's still possible.
Can they do it?
Aegis is out. They have to push out their lanes.
But look how much that fight cost them. Those 3 buybacks, setting them back a clear 6k.
I think it's still possible for them to win. Like, they just need to...
All of Newbee have buybacks as well.
They just need to land a Darkseer plus Slada Crush again.
Oh, there's a Hex on the side. Winter, this is extremely hard mode at the least for MP at this stage to win.
Okay, there's another BKB on U9, so the double eclipse probably not gonna do so much now.
Unless they can get the jump on him before he gets it out.
Luna might have regretted going for the refresher here. They need more physical damage. Like Alchemist has been what KP just needs to do. Lasso Alchemist, he's the only main physical damage, and the rest of the heroes pop their BKB, and Luna can't kill them. Once Alchemist is out of the fight, MP doesn't have enough damage to win. That's the problem MP is facing right now with this refresher build on Aoi. Might have regretted it. I mean, it looks nice on paper, you know, having the Aghanim's and refresher, but it's like a little too all in. Like the enemy sees it, oh, we just need to get our BKBs up right now, and you're not gonna win the fight.
And that's what they did. Newbee reacting very nicely to MP's builds and plays, and now pressuring the tier 4s. What can MP do about this? He's looking for the smoke in the wraparound from the side. MP, who's he going to get the jump in onto? He's looking for KP on the back line. He's trying to get the out of the fight. The vacuum is there. Onto SCCC as well. They turn around, get the flash out. SVG forced out. He will keep himself alive for the time being. Aoi coming in with the eclipse of the BKB, but KP gets the dragon, brings MP out of the fight with a buyback there. KP may have just secured the game for Newbee. They're forcing the rest of them back to base, and indeed with Envy on the sideline for 2 minutes, that'll allow Newbee to clean off the tier 4s and on to more. They're looking for kills, looking for Aoi. FPG taking Blade to the backside, will get himself back to base. Aoi trying to force a triple C as well, but look at the nukes, Aoi's out as well. It's all falling apart for MP. Newbee take the victory there with some very, very smart decisions at the end. That buyback from KP immediately as he dies, gets back in, gets the lasso off onto Envy, securing the big kill that Newbee needed there to close this one up.
What a game, dude. Just what a game. And we
A
just,
very entertaining game.
and we just keeping the game so interesting with his build and his decision making overall. Like, he has his, moments